Cryptocurrency is like that Rocky movie scene where he's like, you know, crypto will beat you down permanently and it will keep you there if you let it.
It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it.
I know I don't have Stallone's talent, so my impression probably wasn't quite as cool. But I'm being serious because, you know, there'll be times when you either invest in cryptocurrency, trade crypto, you know, mine cryptocurrency, stake it and get returns. You know, you do decentralized finance, DeFi, degenerate stuff, right? And you get some crazy returns and you're just truly euphoric. You're like, this is insane. I just made my salary in one night doing this crypto stuff. But just as quickly as you'll make a salary, you can also lose a salary. And to every trade, there's two sides, a winner and a loser. And it's just, it can be so stressful. And as markets transition and you go from a bull market where it's pretty hard to lose, and honestly, you're most likely winning and you're just getting frustrated that you're seeing some other people win way more. But then you enter bear markets, right? Bearish conditions, and you lose day over day, week over week, month over month, even potentially year over year. And that's when it really starts to beat you down. That's when cryptocurrency is just so grueling. It's truly a gauntlet. And look, my name's Vosk. You're on the Voskcoin YouTube channel. And I don't know everything. I'm not acting like I do or anything close to that. But I have survived crypto for over half a decade. And I've learned a lot. And I still experience all of these emotions, whether they are euphoria or just despair. But I've learned how to balance them, son. And I hope you don't click off, and I hope you watch this whole video, because there's, in my opinion, some, you know, basically tips, tricks, things I've learned along the way that truly help me navigate and on average win more than I lose when it comes to doing this crypto thing, right? But the biggest thing that I want to tell you right now up front is you gotta remove some of your emotions. You gotta numb it up. You gotta tone it down. If you knee jerk, you panic sell, and you take these L's, well, that's exactly what they'll be. If you are bullish about Bitcoin at 40K, then how can you not be bullish at 20K? How can you not be insanely bullish at $10,000 per Bitcoin? Don't forget why you jumped in, what motivated you, your initial passion. Crypto is a journey. Trading, especially investing, is a skill set. You don't just know how to be this great crypto investor. And your tendencies, just by the nature of being a human pleb, as we all begin as, it's just like wrong. You're like, oh, it went down and I only have $1,000 and now it's down to 800 and I can't lose all of it. So then you jump out, bam, realize a $200 loss. And you know, if you report all this stuff like you should, taxes, that complicates it all too. So, you know, consult a professional on that one. But just understand that these are difficult waters to navigate. But what you have to do is have that long-term focus. And I don't want to, that's the only time I'll repeat it right here, I hope, is like, just don't forget about what interested you and motivated you to jump in the beginning. And if your aspirations are so hollow, you just want to become stupid rich so you can have a yacht to impress people that never cared about you, to be honest, you're probably not going to make it, and you might as well just quit now. And I guess that'll lead me into my next point, is mindset. Okay, so if you get into this for better reasons, you're probably just going to be more motivated. Maybe you want to provide a better life for your family. Maybe you want to be in a position where you can work from home to be more involved with your family's life. Whether your family is your beautiful dog, whether your family is your wife or your kids, or whatever else. The fact is, if you're playing for more than just yourself, you're going to play harder. That's a fact. Unless you're one of those psychopaths that's just crazy motivated to be insanely successful so they can have everything, to sit there at the top only to wonder, why the hell am I still unhappy? Key takeaway number 3. This is going to be find something that interests you. Passion. Okay, what do you love? Crypto as a sector is so big, there's got to be something you love, right? Whether it's just analyzing charts and making trades, whether it's getting into cryptocurrency mining, you have tangible hardware you can tinker with, you can have fun, you earn passive income, you start earning coins, earning money 24/7, 365. They say we had to diversify our streams or we're never going to make it. Well, here is an avenue to do that. Maybe you just like having fun with NFTs and collecting things and the gamification. Maybe you like the Web 3.0 direction of metaverse, doing things on chain, connecting with others in this virtual reality scape, which when that develops more is going to end up, my opinion, probably being the biggest gateway to cryptocurrency because it can just be so mainstream, right? Imagine if World of Warcraft was a metaverse and every item in World of Warcraft was an NFT, a non-fungible token, a digital collectible on chain. Well, let me tell you.
It'd be pretty crazy. It'd be pretty crazy.
And there's so many other things you can do in this landscape. But my point is, you have to find something that you're truly interested in, that you're truly passionate about. And in my opinion, it doesn't have to be, but you know, you can get your roots a little deeper if it's more than just simply making money, right? Maybe that's enough. And maybe you're more interested in making Bitcoin and not just like a fiat currency, right? You're like, I want to get up to 1 Bitcoin. Then you're like, I want to get up to 2, 5, 10, 100, which is a crazy sum of money in this day and age. But 10 years ago, it was like pennies. I think that's the number one thing that makes people fail, is the simple fact is that they're not passionate enough. They get into this because they want to get rich overnight. And then, lo and behold, ironically enough, they're like the only ones that don't get rich overnight. And again, that comes kind of back to hollow aspirations, in my opinion. And it's not, it's not for everybody. And you can't just force things like goals like that.
Are you even pulling?
But I guess what I'm really trying to say is do some soul searching. See if you've got something there or something you can nurture and grow. And if you don't, maybe take a deep breath and take a step back and realize that maybe this isn't for you. Not yet, not at the stage of either cryptocurrencies, development, evolution, as well as just your development, your spot in your timeline. Because we all grow and change and evolve as we go through our lives. Maybe in a few years, it'll be different for you. Maybe you'll find something you truly love and are passionate about. But there's no glory in forcing it. Probably just ruin.
Hey guys, it's Miss Vosk here to tell you about Cake DeFi, which is a DeFi platform that recently launched Ethereum staking. With staking, users can earn passive income through rewards and increase the security of the Ethereum network. Fees are kept to a minimum, and auto compounding happens every 12 hours, giving users up to 10% more yield compared to non-compounding Ethereum staking. Cake DeFi will also be introducing CSF, which is a cake-staked Ethereum token that provides liquidity to stakers. I was not able to locate an audit for Cake DeFi, but they do publish transparency reports publicly on their website. Check out the link in the video description below to learn more about Cake DeFi. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before investing.
Takeaway probably number 4 is going to be the fact that cryptocurrency is stressful. You see all those memes and they're like, I'm 22 and I've been in crypto for half a year and I feel great. And it's the old dude with the coffee mug smiling. And they're all those memes are funny. Agreed. And they're also very accurate. That's why they're funny. The takeaway is that cryptocurrency moves at a rapid pace. You could spend pretty much all day, every day, and just focus on one subsector of crypto now and not even be able to keep up with it. Like if you let's take like NFTs. I bet you couldn't keep up with all the NFTs on all the different blockchains now. There's just way too much going on. Then you enter DeFi. I bet you couldn't even keep up with all the developments of all the platform blockchains, right? Obviously Ethereum, but then you have layer 2 solutions like Arbitrum, Optimism. You have competitors like the BNB Smart Chain, Solana, among many others. The fact is it's just truly a endless onslaught of information. And the harder you try, the more you can probably do, and it's going to burn you out sooner or later to some degree, even if you're truly passionate about it. And then that kind of enters the next piece of pacing yourself and focusing on subsectors or even micro sectors and becoming an expert and truly kind of in tune and in the know with a micro sector, and then kind of move from there. Being a jack of all trades, in my opinion, is not the way to go when it comes to cryptocurrency. You want to be an expert in just one of these pieces, and that's where you start to get an edge. And it's with an edge that you will be able to make better trades, better investments, better holds, right? You'll just make better moves across the board. Sprinkle a little bit of perseverance and fortitude on top of that, and you got yourself a winning formula. But if you think you're just gonna jump on a mainstream news site, read an article, and then watch a TikTok video about how Doge is going to $10 a coin, you're probably not gonna make it, and you're probably gonna be disappointed. Takeaway 4.5, because it's kind of an extension of this one but different, is understanding the just, to be honest, probably massive impact that cryptocurrency is going to have on your life. From, let's just focus on a time consumption point of view, how much time you're going to have to put in to become adept at playing this game, participating, being in the know, being informed, so you can make the best decisions possible, like at least to you from your point of view, right? What this impact is going to have on you and your personal life. The fact that if you got 17 kids, crypto ain't for you. Like, you're too busy, man. And I'm not saying don't have kids at all. That's like not the point of view. That was just a random off the cuff example, because, you know, more kids, more time consumption. So the next thing is just like, okay, add in something else. Add in another project. Add in a really stressful day-to-day job. And one way that I'm like feeling a dreadful squeeze with this is that rapid onslaught of cryptocurrency. Plus, we've been building our home, which has, you know, very fortunate to be doing this. You know, I'm very just happy that we have this opportunity, and, you know, so much work went into being able to, you know, afford this, right? Figuratively and literally. But it's been absolutely draining that, like, oh, you could pick anything. Oh, that's so exciting. And then halfway through, you're like, oh my God, we have to pick everything. Then on the other side, I'm building a mining farm. End game for that is solar power. And that's a very long, grueling, expensive road, especially because I'm trying to do everything I possibly can myself. And, you know, I stretch myself and I stretch myself and I stretch myself. And then I start to become concerned. I'm like, you know, I'm being a worse Doge dad. I'm being, you know, not the best partner to Alexa, Miss Vosk, right? And you just start to realize, like, everything. I love this. Maybe it's a cliche, right? Quote, but I love the saying of everything has a cost. And it's so true, because everything has a cost. You only have so much time. If you do this, you can't do that, and then you won't be able to do this, but you will open the door for this. And once you do that, it costs this. And, you know, it's time, it's money, it's opportunity. And, you know, you will just continue to pay to play the game. And at the end of the day, we're all into cryptocurrency for just a couple reasons. One, financial freedom, making money, gains. You know, it's given more or less. Then, you know, the hobbyist, enthusiast, you know, user point of view, right? There's a lot of utility for like day-to-day stuff from cryptocurrency, decentralization, smart contracts, right? All that kind of stuff. There's also potentially necessity. You're in a country where you're dealing with hyperinflation. Well, here's a hedge, right? Bitcoin. And there's other options as well. And I'm not saying that it's perfect or this, that, or whatever, but when your native currency is inflating through the roof, at least you can take some refuge in Bitcoin with 21 million coins. And 20 years ago, that wasn't possible. You try to do some Forex trading and get into another fiat currency, which, to be honest, could do the same thing that the currency you're running away from is doing. And that's the beauty in blockchain transparency and on-chain scarcity with a finite fixed number of coins. So me personally, I'm actually incredibly burnt out right now, and I've been trying to, restore my work-life balance, my crypto life balance, take a step back and stuff like that. But burnout it's tough. Like, true burnout takes a long time to deal with. You become less happy, less productive, and it just kind of starts to feel like everything's falling apart. I'm not trying to whine or complain or whatever. I'm working on it, and I'm very resilient. And I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I've just been forged in the fire for what I consider really my whole life. And the things that I've been through, endured, conquered, it's made me tough. But that doesn't mean I'm invincible. I'm not impervious. And like I mentioned earlier, everything's got a price. And I've been paying up. It sucks. But I'm not giving up. I'm pushing forward. I'm taking a step back, because when you're the best version of you, you're going to be the best to be around. You'll be the best influence to other people, and you'll make the best decisions for yourself. And, you'll just make the best moves. So, as always, I'm going to keep pushing forward. I hope you do too. My name is Vosk. You're on the Voskcoin YouTube channel. I hope you stick around, subscribe. If you don't, I understand. But hey, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.